Dunkin Brands released their quarter, DNKN, on NASDAQ. I thought it was a decent quarter, and it was kind of like what I expected. It's in that Goldilocks area, not too hot, not too cold. I like it. I like this one. I'm back on board with it. After the last quarter, actually, I was back on board. So a little bit of a backstory on it. I've always kind of liked Dunkin Brands. It had some good return on capital metrics, and always looked pretty good. And then I really took the plunge and started touting it. And they said, they're growing across the U.S. now, which I thought that's awesome. But they had a slow plan to do it, so just slowly moved to the west. Basically, they're an East Coast for the most part. You can find them here and there all over the place, but not in a major way. Okay, so they're going to just roll out slowly over time to the west. And that's great growth. Some growth overseas. That's awesome, and it's a good brand to begin with. And then the very first quarter that I really got behind it, 0% same-store sales growth and zero growth top line. Like, you just published between 5 to 7% return or growth. You just did it. Who does that? It just made no sense to me, so I got out of it right away. And then the next quarter comes in and it was back to normal, back to this 5 to 7% growth. We're back at this again, maybe a little lighter, but good bottom line growth. I'm going to stick with it this time. So, so the top line was a little light. It was only up 2.4%, and it did miss estimates by a little bit. I mean, they've said between 5 to 7, which we should expect. But they did beat on the bottom line by about 4%, so that's not too bad. If you're going to miss on the top, make it up on the bottom. But we still want to see the top line growth because that's kind of sustainable. But was a really good sign though was U.S. same store sales was up 5.8%. So even if the top line was off, same store U.S. sales growth up 5.8 is a big number, right? Because that just flows right to the bottom line. That means the stores are doing well. It means, you don't have to put in more capital to, get more cash flow. That's a big one to me. Okay, so that's another reason why I'm going to stay in. Another reason it just looks fantastic in our model here. Here's a return on capital. It's off the chart pretty much, high 20s, low 30s. Very consistently. I like the stock chart. I'm not a big, analyst on the stock chart and trying to do head and shoulder patterns and all these crazy things that people do. But hey, it's steady. It's up and to the right, and it's not too crazy. Like I said, it's kind of that Goldilocks. It's just steady. It doesn't get too hot. Doesn't get too cold. It just moves up and to the right. The financials would support an up and to the right movement, and that's just my kind of stock. It's a little bit boring. It's not going to wow you. It certainly didn't wow anybody this quarter, but it certainly didn't let you down either. And over the long run, that usually wins. So I'm sticking with Dunkin Brands. Looks pretty good here. Love that same store sales growth. Thank you for watching our investment video. This is the same analysis we provide to our institutional clients. Want to improve your portfolio? Simply subscribe to our YouTube channel below, or better yet, go to our video website at video.fsavaluation.com and get access to the entire library.